Hi there. How's it going? Welcome to the show. Let's get that out of the way. You're on with always host Jake Johnson, Gareth Reynolds, and we actually have a special guest today, a man with a huge online presence who I don't know if he's followed me back on Instagram yet, but he's amazing. Jordan Howlett, who's going to help us as well. Can I get your name, fake or real, your age, and where you're calling from, please?
Yeah, of course. My name is Chris, real name, okay. And I'm calling from Northern Ontario, Canada, about 5 hours north of Toronto.
Okay, we don't need that part. And can we
I
get
think
your?
It helps. I think it helps.
We're not driving. We're not going to drive to see you this afternoon.
My thought is, if I was going to see him and I was in Toronto, I would like to know how many hours north it is. And now I know because Chris told me it's 5 hours.
Yeah, Jake will carve that time out. How old are you, Chris?
I'm 27.
27. Okay, great. All right. So what can we help you with?
Yeah. So about 5 years ago, my wife Megan and I were only dating at the time. We'd been dating for about a year, and I was getting to know her family a bit. And her father-in-law Jack, or her father Jack, my future father-in-law, who was about 70 at the time, he is one of the spryest, youngest, most energetic 7-year-olds I know. He'll still do backflips on a trampoline, for example.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You might need to check an ID. But keep going.
Yeah, so he asked me to join his recreational baseball team for the season. And I thought this was a great opportunity to get to know him. I'll get to be kind of the young, energetic guy on the team. Sure. It'll be a beer league. We'll be having some fun, get a good in with the family. However, it turns out that the league he's been playing in is actually a competitive adult men's league, where a lot of the players in the league are university players in their off-season, or university coaches or former players. And I haven't played baseball in 10 years, and I only ever played for 1 year when I was younger. So I pretty quickly realized I do not belong on his baseball team or in this league at all. And however, I persevered and played through the whole season. My wife was encouraging me. She's like, this might be his last season. You'll play with him, and then he'll probably be done. It'll be great. Doesn't matter if you're the worst player in the league. It's okay.
Quick pause, Chris. Are you the worst player in the league?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. First of all, thank you.
You're the man, Chris. You're the man.
That's the difference between Canada and the U.S. That's a Canadian admission. That we just appreciate that brutal honesty. Yes. Okay. So you're the LVP.
Yeah, so that was about 5 years ago, and we keep playing every year.
No.
He's now 75. He has a pacemaker. He's still stealing bases, sliding into home plate. No sign of slowing down.
75 years old?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. This year, I wasn't able to play because I had to take an online course for my work. And without playing,
least valuable player kind of excuse, by the way.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's not winning you any friends.
Now, I'm going to tell you, Chris, as you've been talking, Chris, Jordan's been nodding his head. He's on your team. When you said you couldn't play because you had to take an online course, that was the first time I've seen you shake your head no, Jordan.
Yeah, that was where Jordan wavered.
Okay, so this season you did not play.
Yep. I realized how much of my time this takes up. Our games are twice a week, 3 hours a game. Wow. We're going 6 innings deep, starting at 8:30, ending at like 11:30, sometimes midnight.
Oh,
amazing.
And
amazing.
I realized how much time it's taking up, how much stress it is, and how much I enjoyed not having to play.
You hate it.
Welcome to baseball. That is the true definition of it.
Yeah.
So how do I tell my 75-year-old father-in-law I don't want to play on his baseball team anymore?
Great question. Gareth, you got anything to start? Jordan, anything? What's the first thing that's kind of coming to your head, Jordan? Where are you at when you're hearing this, even if it's not advice?
This man's healthy. His name's healthy. I never heard Jack seem so. It's intimidating listening to it. And you're right. I played Division I baseball for a while. I was actually supposed to get drafted in the 2020 draft.
Oh wow!
And the baseball is exactly that. Baseball is fun because the most fun in baseball is when you don't have to play it. So like the best time ever is when the game's over and you can go home and be like, I'm happy we're done.
Yeah.
And if you just so happen to do good, you're like, this is great. Baseball is just anxiety. That's it. There's not a lot of fun with that one. But to answer your question, I mean, baseball players are so aggressive with their dedication, especially the older they are. They don't take anything as an excuse, like almost at all. So to answer your question, how do you tell him? You don't say, I don't want to be a part of your baseball team. It's literally, you got to think of something that is so egregiously out the way that he's like, there's no physical possible way I can play baseball right now. And you just push that off until the season's over.
Interesting.
I agree.
That's the only way that can calm it down.
I concur. Here's the issue, as I see it, is Megan. So if you're going to pull off a lie, it almost feels like one of two things make this complicated. Either you need to also lie to your wife, which is different than lying to your father-in-law.
That's a different sport.
You need to get your wife to sign off on a lie.
I think Gareth is in an interesting spot here. Chris, can we get a little bit more info? What does your wife think about this league, you being gone 2 nights a week for these hours? I'm sure you've talked to her about it. So where's Megan at with all this?
So she started off fully on board, loved coming to the games, thought it was hilarious watching me strike out every at-bat.
Terrible.
And then she's just eventually stopped coming to our games because it's way too much of a time commitment. So she's kind of checking out at this point.
Does she know how you feel about this? Like total candor? Does she know where you're at? You're like, I do not like this?
I'd say she's about like 80% of the way. Like I've talked about how much I've enjoyed having time off.
Yes.
Not necessarily how much I hate sucking at the game.
It's tough. Also, I just gotta, and I would never listen. I love Canadian. You're hitting the abouts a lot in this.
I was about to say the same thing. Those abouts are intense.
It's intense. I love it. I love it, but it is Chris, this is not a stereotype.
Chris, could you say really fast? I'm not about that life. I'm sorry.
I'm not about that life. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we just need a clip for Instagram. So thank you very much. We got it. Yeah. What do you think, Jake? I mean, that it's tough. If she's 80% there, the problem is it's your father. It's her father. That's where it really.
I'll tell you where I'm starting on this. I thought it was, first of all, really interesting, Jordan, that you played ball. Kevin, great pairing on this one. Our producer,
home run from Kevin.
I think you say to him, Jack, can we talk man to man? And he goes like, sit down. And you go,
no, say you want to do it on the trampoline. That's what I do. Go ahead, Jake. Everything else remains the same.
I'm sorry. I really hope Jack sounds like that. Please continue.
He does.
Hey, Jordan, what are the old coaches? What's the old baseball coach sound like?
That's quite literally, it's just grizzled. It's go ahead. There's at least 2 decades worth of experience right there. Yeah, everyone sit down and talk to me. It was perfect. I'm sorry.
And I'm thinking of Jim Leland. I'm thinking of a cigarette in the clubhouse. I'm imagining all that dip in there.
A cigarette and dip.
A cigarette and dip. Just the beauty
with
of the
a
old
nicotine patch.
The old baseball, the old timer. But here's where I would go, Chris. I would say, hey, Gareth, you mind being the coach here for a sec?
This would be an honor. All right, what's going on, Chris? What's this all about? Go ahead.
Maybe we've made a mistake.
Come on, all right, I'll pull it back. Go ahead.
Hey, Jack, I think I might have to step away from the team, and I'll tell you why. I think Megan wants me home more. I think our relationship is starting to suffer. And my relationship with your daughter, no matter how much I fucking love baseball, and you know me, I'm a ball player. What happens in between those lines is my life. But your daughter means more to me than the game that I love, and I got to step away. Where are we at here, Jordan? I saw a head nod.
That was
Does
that
Jack
man.
not even
that-
get
Hold
to
on,
respond?
Jordan. Hold on. I'm sorry, but I saw the head nod I was looking for. This is a baseball thing, and I got the approval I wanted. I don't care about you, Gareth. I'm going Jordan.
I need a line. All right, go ahead, Jake.
Jordan, what'd you think of that?
That was beautiful. That was perfect. You sink the claws right in there, put the ball in his court. Like, okay, you're really gonna take me away from your daughter to play this game now? Are you more dedicated now? Cool. Of course, it could get completely put back in his face, and he could just love the game so much. He's like, I don't care. I need you to play right now, tomorrow.
That might have been what he was going to say.
Now you're in a different territory. Now you're like, oh, I'm really in trouble.
Well, now you're committed to playing until he retires.
Now you have to.
Now you have to, but you're at least, so Gareth, now going back to Jack. So you know what? I got to quit this game because my relationship with your daughter is suffering. What do you think, Jack?
I'll talk to her.
Chris, what do you think your father-in-law would say if you talked to Meg about this and said, we're doing this as a couple? Because guess what? You got into the fucking league with him because of her. So she could help you out of it. What do you think she would say if you went to Jack and said, it's just too many nights with my work, with her work. I need to spend that time with her right now. And then go, we're talking about maybe making you a grandpa, and we need these hours to do all that.
I think that's kind of right on the money. I think that's exactly the kind of reasoning he could understand, that he'd see with. I think he might be a little concerned about me saying I'm having problems at home.
Okay.
I think he might not gloss over that one, but
you can scale that back a little.
I think that could definitely get him.
Megan would co-sign all this, basically.
Yeah, so Megan and Jack's wife, Madeline, are both pretty concerned for him at this point.
Oh, wow.
And his safety playing in this league, because those fastballs are coming in pretty hard, and he's got a pacemaker. He's diving still, sliding. Like,
Jesus, Jack.
I'm sure.
First of all, let's just take a second and show a little goddamn respect for Jack.
Backflips on the trampoline.
I love Jack, man.
I do too. I love Jack. The idea that you're going to have to step away from a game when a 75-year-old is sliding still.
Yes. Incredible. Okay. So Megan and his wife, everyone's a little concerned, so this could work. Jordan, where are you thinking? Where are you at right now?
I think honestly, I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, you're right. They do scale back the having issues at home thing, but I mean, the same thing where it's like, I mean, we want to spend more time together and strengthen our relationship a bit more, and that's a little more important than any game can possibly be. So I mean, then you can really double down and like, I love this relationship with your daughter, so I want to focus on that more. I think that's a perfect out.
I think that's
that is too. I think that's the pop fly. If you want the weird version,
go ahead, Gareth.
Please allow me to step into the spotlight for a moment.
Allow me to step up to the plate.
Allow me to step up to the plate and do some weird shit.
Now batting in the end of the game, Gareth Reynolds, because we were just about done, my king.
All right. You fake an ACL. Now, what you're going to have to do with that is you're probably going to have to keep it. You're going to have to Megan too. Probably she's not going to want to go as big and bold as this. So you fake it. You're training for the year. You're getting ready. You're in the yard. You're into it. You're doing burpees. You're doing wind sprints. You're getting ready. Then all of a sudden, damn it all, your leg goes. You fake a doctor trip. You go online. You buy a little air cast. You have your leg in that for 2 weeks. One, maybe. Say you're making a great...
Gareth,
hold on, Jake. Let me cook. And you say...
I think you've cooked.
I'm cooking. Let me serve. Let me serve. Let me plate,
It's all the way through.
Let me plate. Let me just plate.
Okay,
Let me plate.
Play it up.
And then you take it off. And then you say, all right. And you go, I can walk around now, but there's no way I can play. There you go. Plated. Now everybody eat if they like.
Okay, so Jordan, what I'm shocked by with this, because to me that is just dog shit. You, who I expected a Division I player, I was really excited when you gave me the head nod on mine.
Did I get a nod?
You gave Gareth the head nod on that.
He's signaling me home, baby.
Only because, and I'll tell you why. Tell you why. The only thing that could work from this is the amount of admiration you'll get from Jack. If you have an ACL tear and you said, I could walk on it in like less than a week, but this guy's a marvel. He wants to come back. He's hungry, but I'm not going to let, because he's my son. I'm not going to let him do that. Now you win all of it. Now you're the son that wanted to. You know?
I'm not going to say that was part of my initial pitch, because it wasn't. I think I just kind of floated some crumbs out there. But no, Jake, Jordan and I together. Stop it, Jake.
Here's what happened, Gareth. You
Jordan
cooked it.
Together
he plated it. You cooked weird fish. He plated it.
Is there a delicious meal on the table?
Yes, there is.
Then get the spoon.
So, Chris, here's where we're at on this one. I say use Meg and his wife and do a team effort where you say, I've loved this time together, but I got to choose family a little bit with work and where we're at with life. I would love to keep doing this. Maybe you and I could go to the batting cages because I've loved our bond, but I think I got to choose Megan a little bit in the building of my family right now rather than the playing of this game that I love. Gareth has said fake an ACL injury and then live on that injury. And Jordan has then heightened that and said he will have respect for you having the ability to walk a week later on it.
$26 fake cast available online. Keep going, Jake.
Jordan's first thing was the only way out of this is a lie, which also ties into mine. But I think you've got two really big pieces here. It's a big lie, a faked injury or some way out. Another lie, and that is saying, it's not really a lie, but it is a lie, but family first. What do you think you're going to do here, Chris?
Actually, it's a pretty easy decision for me. I actually used the ACL excuse 4 years ago. So I actually tore my ACL right near the end of the season, not playing baseball, another sport, but tore my ACL and couldn't finish the season. So I took a year off, but he had me back on the field that next spring. So I don't think I can tear the ACL again.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I'm not going to push
So
back,
I'm thinking the family time is a great option. Yeah. I think there's an opportunity to come at him from two angles here. Okay, I can get Megan to talk to her mom about drop hints about Chris isn't home that often.
Yes.
I'm starting to miss him.
This is smart.
And then, so he'll be hearing it from his wife that, our daughter is saying Chris isn't around. And then I'll go to him. That way it's kind of already in his mind.
Here's what I think you do, Chris. You use Meg. What's Jack's wife's name?
Madeline,
Maddie and Meg. I like this team. You use Meg to go to Madeline. And they start getting in fucking Jack's ear so that Jack makes you leave the team. You don't quit. He kicks you off the team. So this is on his shoulders, his sadness, but he sits you down and goes,
this is good.
Jordan, this time I would like you to be the coach.
What? I didn't even get...
You didn't play ball. You were in England kicking a footy around. Jordan. Will you tell me, as the best baseball manager you've ever heard, give me your wife and your daughter have said, you got to kick this kid off the team because he's not home enough. How would you say it to me? Chris, I'll be you here. Okay. Hey, Jack, what's going on? I'm sorry about everything. Where are we at?
I need you to sit down. I want you to look right in my eyes.
Yes, sir.
All right, look. How important is family to you?
100%.
How important is ball to you?
Gareth, you take over, Chris. My accent's falling apart.
Ball's everything to me. Jack, 100%. Dad.
I'm going to take it back. You called him Dad?
I'm sorry. Just call him
Jack. Sorry, Jack. Sorry, Jack.
We have ascended to no. We can't bring that back. We've ascended to a different level of communication now. Now, every man, he has to make a choice in his life. It's family or it's ball. We cannot be both at the same time. And I'm not going to lie to you. I have to make that choice for you. You got to pick family because I'm so tired of hearing about you not being home. You are off this team.
I'm shot. Oh, yeah. You're him. I forgot. Go ahead, Jake.
We're both Gareth. We're both him.
Okay,
same
great.
time.
Okay.
All right, so we have to quit. Sorry about
that life.
I'm really sad.
Sorry.
But I'll spend more time with me.
Figure it out, eh?
I love you, Jack.
Then my dad.
I'll tell you what. The vernacular and the accent switching is so impressive. You should probably get into acting. That's probably more your speed.
I also tore my ACL.
My leg's bad. I can't.
Chris, I think we've given you some solid advice here. I think you lean into the family. If you can get the family to get Jack to get you to quit, great. If that's too slow, I think you do it on your own. As Jordan said, family first.
Great. Thanks. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate the call.
Absolutely.
And Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jordan.
We appreciate you, bud.
Yeah, you stole the role from me, but still, I appreciate it.
Come back and let's take anytime we need a manager, we're going to get you on. We're going to get Gareth off.
Oh, absolutely.
Bad way to phrase it anyway.
I appreciate plating it. Thank you, guys.
Yes. All right, great plater.
The plater.
Yeah, own plate.